Today I'm in quarantine with the fresh, modern rock band hailing from Yorkshire, South Yorkshire even. It's Nova. Hi guys, introduce yourselves please.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm vocals and rhythm guitar.
I'm Tom. I do lead guitar and backing vocals.
I'm Cal. I do bass and keys.
I'm Cam. I play the drums and backing vocals.
Well, it's very lovely to meet you. People that aren't aware of you, and it might not be because you've not been going for very long, which we'll come on to in a minute. Nova are all about stomping songs, big riffs, melodic vocals, and music that reflects emotion. Chuck in some infuriatingly catchy choruses, we all love them, monster drums, and some delicate dynamics, and you're pretty much there. Nice description, guys. So,
Pretty
I
much
mentioned
there.
you've not been going long. You formed in the latter half of 2019, so pretty much the whole time you've been a band, we've been in lockdown.
That
Tell us what
sums it up,
that's been like. Yeah, I mean, how did you form, and why did you form when you did?
So essentially, I think we all come from previous bands. Myself and Cal were in a band called Sun and Skies, and Cam and Ben were in a band called Hush. And for various reasons, they all sort of like just slowed down and flopped to the wayside. And I'd actually had a studio in Sheffield and recorded Ben and Cam when they were in their previous band. So I knew of them that way, and it was just like they were great to work with. Let's get them involved. And then slowly, so I spoke to Cam first, and then we got Ben on board, and then we got Cal on board, and so here we are. Obviously, we couldn't foresee what was coming, but I remember we sort of demoed a load of songs in practice rooms, as you do, and then we took them to Callan's at the start of 2020. Obviously, blissfully unaware of what was about to come. We spent 3 days essentially living at Callan's, recording demos, recording this, writing this music, writing this, writing that, and then we just didn't manage to get into practice room and push it from there. And then obviously March happened. It took until I'd say October-ish last year, and we sort of
Sounds about right.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, sort of like autumn time, I think. Yeah, and yeah, it was because we just thought, look, we've kind of we had so much momentum going. We were literally like, right, we can get it prepped for Tramlines 2020. That can be like the big kind of here we are. And then obviously, like I said, obviously what happened, and we just it kind of just fell by the wayside. Didn't it? There's a lot of things I've done. But yeah, I think we were like, right, do you know what? Let's not rest on his laurels. Let's get busy. Let's do some stuff because we know we've got some good songs. And let's get them recorded. And then we've got something to be working with. Like, you know what I mean? So we're not just like focusing on the gigs, focusing on that. We've literally got everything ready to go when we're allowed to come back out and play again.
I think a big part of it was just the sheer guilt, having not done anything creative. Either of us within the entire first lockdown. I say that, but Ben was doing weekly streams, acoustic gigs for everyone on Facebook Live.
I was. They feel like a lifetime ago now. Like that was just bizarre. Like, because obviously normally used to playing to at least one person. So like when you finish, that might get a little bit of a polite applause, and then like you finish, and then you just find yourself just looking at the screen of your phone.
I'm sure it's
like,
more than one person.
There's been times where I think there's
two.
Yeah, that's it. Well, like, one guy behind the bar was just like, "Yeah, well done, Ben. Good set, mate." But yeah, we've all had them. But we've all had obviously the better gigs as well. We've all had a share of both. But yeah, so that kept me going. And then obviously when there was a time where that just has to stop because you know what I mean, you get to the point where like I don't want to do that anymore. No one's like, you know what I mean, everyone's seen enough of me in my garage and or spare bedroom to last a lifetime. I know I have anyway. So. Yeah, and then that's when we picked this back up. We just went, right, let's just kind of... It was good for me because I could keep kind of some momentum going, and we really ran with it and went for it.
So last month you released your second single, which was Supernova, and your first single, Aurora, was only a month before that. So they're coming quick and fast, so, you know, with these singles now. So are we expecting another release?
Yeah, the 11th of June, so next Friday, is our third single.
Yeah, week tomorrow.
Which I think is the one a lot of us are arguably the most excited about.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. We better talk about that then. So tell us about this third single.
So I guess Rope was sort of one of those songs that started off with a really simple blues-driven riff, essentially. And it's one of those where we got to the second chorus and went, okay, yeah, cool, that all sounds good, but what can we do now? And then, well, we handed it over to Callan, I guess. And and madness ensues. But then it's probably the moment that's the heaviest on the upcoming EP, but also the quietest as well. Like there's a moment in there where it drops down to just bass and a really atmospheric sort of ambient guitar to the side. And then we hit you with like synth bass, and it's like, what? It freaks me out every time I hear it.
Really wanted to push the dynamics in this track in particular. I think it's one that we just we all vibed with when it first came about. It just had a really nice feel, a nice drive to it, and we could have called it at the sort of the last chorus, made an outro. It was like, well, where can we sort of push it from there, as Tom had said? And I feel like now, looking back, this track is probably the most, if we were to kind of identify our sound, it's probably the most sort of central. And I think every other track with the EP coming, at least, we're pushing everything in a different direction. But for us, when we come back to that track, that's sort of, those are the origins. That's probably where we're going moving forward.
Yeah, that's the blueprint, isn't it?
It was the hardest one.
Absolutely, that's it.
It was the hardest one to try and play live the other day as well, wasn't it, guys?
We had his first practice in about it must be 18 months or so at least. Like, and because we had so much momentum going. Like I said, we were basically we could have done a gig like the weekend after the last practice what we had before lockdown, and we were all like, "Yep, let's go!" Like trainers are rolling, and then we went back in at the start of last week. And we ambled through. I think it was Supernova that we played first because it was the one that like sort of felt most familiar, or so we thought. We kind of got to the end of that, and all just burst out laughing. Like, wow, it really has been a while.
It was no Cinderella story, was it? We kind of went. That needs a bit of work.
Yeah, I think Cam, you've probably noticed it the most, haven't you? Because all the drums on the EP, none of them are actual drums. They have to be import manually, and they're all MIDI because we haven't been able to get anywhere and record a drum kit. So one of the big things for us was making them sound natural, not making them sound like MIDI or like what they are. And Cam's done an absolute smashing job on programming those in. But obviously, we've been able to play a guitar and then play it as we normally would, whereas Cam is able to sit at home going, yeah, that sounds right. And then
I've had to sit at home and literally practice and just tap it out just to give it a bit of practice before we went into the practice room. But it felt a bit weird from just how long do they spend a good solid week just laying groundwork down for each song?
The big style.
Yeah, and then literally I just did some basic kind of programming, and then all the guys came back with their parts, and then I put my own little feel to it. And I think going back to Rope, it's got a bit of a swing feel to it, which our other tracks haven't. And there's a few weird little changes going on that we chucked in there. So when we came to play it in practice room, all four of us like, whoa, hang on a minute, no.
Because that's the thing in it. Like with Rope, and then a couple of others. Well, most of the two that are going to follow it. Like the songs were kind of really basic in their form before we went into lockdown, and we've kind of finished writing them like remotely. So there's one song that we've just simply never played. It's been written completely in lockdown, and we're like, right, so we're not even going to attempt that one. So I'm already dreading like trying that one. But yeah, so and like I said, the sort of the middle 8 bit of Rope or the bridge or the whatever you want to call it, like again, it wasn't there before. So it's like we got to it and we're like, oh yeah, right, this feels completely alien. But yeah, it'll get there. Obviously, it's just a case of getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, like I genuinely didn't know that when we did, which one he did first, or showed me first, Cotton, which sort of drum track we showed me first. I actually thought Cam had played them on like his electric kit and actually played them like. So because I knew I'd seen not his proper kit, but like I was absolutely stunned as to how like, not just to blow smoke up everybody's ass, but like it genuinely did sound and feel as real as it could be. Like so, I was proper taken aback when oh yeah, that's just MIDI. I'm like, you are joking me.
I think that's insane. Last lockdown, I had a lot of time to learn the program and software, and you know, instead of going to practice room and then coming back and then trying to do it, I had more time. I had a bit of time off as well. I was isolating for about 10 days, so it worked out pretty well. So I literally had it all day, as if I were working from home, but I was just working on music. So,
Marvelous.
it worked out all right.
So do you have gigs coming up at all? Obviously, you've got these new releases, and you mentioned you've got some other songs that are ready, that you've written, ready to be released. So have you got gigs to play them at?
There's one that isn't yet announced, so I'm not sure if I can say. And there's a few in the pipeline. So unfortunately, I can't give any more than that.
Oh,
Just because, mainly because of, it's their responsibility to sort of announce it as and when.
I'm glad you spoke, because I'd have just blurted that out. I was ready to go. Yes, all of this.
I think
a little bit of a clue.
I think what we can say is look out for us at Tramlines. Yeah, that's what we can say.
Right. Okay. Have you got anything planned? I mean, how far ahead are you planning at the moment? Have you got anything in the diary for next year? Have you got any festivals?
Festivals? No, that's essentially the next step. We're in the position where the EP is pretty much there. We've got the next song after Rope is actually nearly ready to go as well. So the plan is to keep churning out singles and singles and singles and keep going and building it sort of digitally. And we have the EP sort of cover and marketing ready to go, so that as and when that's released, that's the next push.
So when is that due to be released?
It's looking like late July, early August.
Yeah. Okay, well that's not far to wait. It's not too long.
Well,
that's pretty good. Do you know what it's going to be called again? Do you have a name for it?
Beautiful Chaos.
Beautiful Chaos. Can you let everybody know your socials and if you have a website and how they can find you? Because you must be building your fan base up, on social media, presumably in place of being able to actually go out and gig at the moment and that sort of thing. So I guess your socials are quite crucial to how you're building your name.
That's it. So our Facebook is Nova, all caps, official band page, all one word.
Okay.
Our Instagram is Nova_Sound UK. And probably our Spotify.
Same, I think.
Yeah, Twitter's the same. And our Spotify is probably actually a very long thing, because I don't think you can customize Spotify. So forget I said that one.
We've got an endorsement from a Twitch channel as well, who are doing sort of like let's play sort of style videos with video games. They are Chaos Void. I think the handle is We Are Chaos Void.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to get in touch with us, you can email us at novasounduk@gmail.com.
Right, okay. That's very good. So we've got a full set of socials there. People can easily find you. I just want to move on lastly to your goals. What are your long-term aims with the band? Who would you like to be as big as?
Go on, Ben. Oh, he's paused. That's a bad time to nominate.
Oh, no, he's frozen.
Amazing.
Freeze.
Great.
Go on, Cam. Your choice.
As big as.
Let's choose Don Broco.
Oh, what a shout. I think, I very much respect sort of their marketing style and the way that they're sort of making a different sound as well. So that's a very good comparison. Not necessarily for the musical style, but for the, for the how they're just presenting themselves and marketing themselves.
Yeah, the independent sort of publicity push on social media is very engaging, and feel almost part of the entire process. So we actually did a stream ourselves when we come to release our first single. Maybe not taking inspiration from it, but with a similar mindset. So trying to just get people included. I think we were more inspired by Ben doing his acoustic streams than anything else.
Yeah.
Am I actually here now?
Yes,
am I back in the room?
You're here again. You're back in the room, David.
I have no idea what happened there, but yes, I will answer your question if my computer allows me to. I've always kind of, I think when you're younger, you kind of be like, I want to do Wembley, I want to do the lot, and I think like as you get older, you kind of realise that obviously you might be a really good band and you might have the great songs, but you can't, you need the right time, you need the right break and all that type of thing. But I think, to be honest, I would I'd be absolutely buzzing if I could make a living doing it. Not even necessarily like a fantastic living money wise. Like, as long if I could support myself doing music, that is like that's the pinnacle for me. But yeah, like obviously to go and play Wembley Stadium or Wembley Arena or anywhere, like just anywhere like that where there's tens of thousands of people that are loving what you're doing. That's the dream, isn't it? That is the dream.
I think just even having a miners' welfare club, having everyone singing your lyrics back to you.
Amen to that.
I've peaked then. That's
Amen to that.
20 people, and I'm good. I'm calling it quits, guys.
That's it. If you got 20 people that are into it, it's better than 100 people and having only 20 people into it. You know, it's like you say, you'd rather have the whole audience completely
That's
there.
it. 20 people singing your lyrics back to you versus Wembley going, "Oh, they were a bit shit."
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody would ever say that.
My apologies.
Well, look, it's been really lovely chatting to you. I wish you all the very best with your new single with Rope and with the EP. When that comes out pretty soon, I urge everyone to look at your socials, check out your music, and I hope to see you soon, guys. Let us know when you are touring.
Yeah, thank you very much. We will do.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us on. It's been a pleasure.
All right. All the very best. Enjoy the sunshine while it's still here.
Yes.
Yeah, you too. Definitely. I mean, Cal looks like he already is.
He's on it.
I was.
Best of luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.